That was Miss Derringer with Bulletproof Heart from their new album Winter Hill. And our guest on the show tonight is lead singer of this Los Angeles band. She's also an artist in her own right, and the phenomenally attractive Liz McGrath is with us tonight. And Liz, you know, I was looking things up on you on the internet, and I went to Wikipedia, and I know Wikipedia is not the most accurate website in the world, but it says on Wikipedia, and we might have this in common, that you went to a Christian school growing up.
I did. I went to, like, it was a girls' home.
Right.
Did you go to one?
Oh, I didn't go to a girls' home. I wasn't that fortunate at the age of 13. I probably would have loved that, you know. Liz, let's talk a little bit about your band, Miss Derringer. And I know your husband is in the band, Morgan, with you. And did you guys meet in the band, or did you meet before that, or how did that all come about?
I met him because his roommate was a teacher at the Art Center in Pasadena, and he wanted me to give a lecture to his class. And then, but I think his real MO was to introduce me to his roommate, who is Morgan in the band. And so we basically went out on a date, and he played me some songs. And at that point, I kind of quit my band because I lost my voice from screaming too much.
Right.
And so I was like, wow, I really like this music, and I can actually sing this. And at the time, there was a collector coming by my house to look at some artwork, and his name is Long Gone Johnny. He has the sympathy for the record industry label, and he's also a really big art collector. So we played him the song, and he was like, wow, this is really great. You know, if you want, I'll put out, you know, we could put out a record. I'll put this out on my label. So at that point, we didn't really have a band, but Morgan's best friend was just graduating from law school, and he was moving to L.A., so he moved into our building. So it just kind of grew from there, and so that was our first record. And then our second record, we kind of still didn't quite have a band. And by the third record, we started getting offers for tours and playing shows, and it's like, wow, we should probably find a band and take this more seriously. And it just kind of grew from that. And then in there, Morgan and I got married.
Well, I noticed that, you know, all the Miss Derringer stuff I've heard is distinctively your band, and at the same time, you can tell the influences are pretty eclectic. Like, you know, there's punk and some rockabilly in there, too.
Well, we all kind of came from a punk background, because I think almost everyone in the band was in a punk band previous. And so there was that, but we also, I really got into old country, like Amy Wynette and Johnny Cash, but we also were really influenced by like the Ronettes and a lot of girl groups from the 50s and 60s. So kind of all of those got mashed in. And then, of course, I grew up with 80s new wave and punk rock. So there was also a lot of bands like Blondie and just a lot of bands like that I really admire. So.
And you actually worked with Clem Burke from Blondie.
We did. Our touring manager knew him and played him the CD, and he agreed to come in and do a couple of songs on our last record, and he played the song on our new record. And then we were really fortunate enough to go on tour with them, which was really, really, really fun.
Now, I imagine that would be fun and yet somewhat daunting at the same time, because, you know, that's without question a legendary band.
Yeah,
and
so we were really nervous. We were really nervous. They were really, really nice. They
were supportive of you and all that sort of stuff?
Yeah, they were just really the best. Like, we were nervous, but they totally made us feel at ease. And at one point, Deborah Harry, who's like one of my idols, came into the dressing room and left me some fake eyelashes because she's like, I thought you might like these. I'm like, I'm never going to wear these. You have to autograph them. But yeah, they were just really nice, and Clem's always been really supportive, and that was even though we were really nervous, we managed to pull it off. So.
Well, I want to mention to everybody that you can go to MissDerringer.com, and on that site you can be linked right to the MySpace site, which is updated. It's got photos and videos and everything else. But Liz McGrath is also an artist, and you've got your own website where people can check out your sculptures and everything, and that's ElizabethMcGrath.com. Is that something you've always been doing before music, or?
I was actually involved in probably music first, but I'd always kind of had a hand in doing kind of like odd-end art jobs here and there, like window displays at the mall or making menus for my aunt's restaurant. But I was in a band for when I was a teenager. So I've always kind of been in bands.
Are there any upcoming shows? I know actually you were here in New York City not too long ago.
Yeah.
Didn't you do a show over the summer?
We did. We were on tour with Girl in a Coma.
Yes,
and
right.
we played at the Highland Ballroom.
Right, right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that place was awesome, and everyone was super nice, and the sound there was probably the best sound I've ever played on stage too. So it's really fun.
Well, we certainly hope you can get back around this way again.
Oh, I will. My gallery's actually out there. It's Sloan Fine Arts in the Lower East Side.
Oh, okay. Well, the record's doing well for us here. It's consistently in our top 10 when we report to CMJ. In terms of airplay out there, you're in Los Angeles, aren't you?
Yes.
Right. I would think that Indie 103 would have been the station that would have played your records, correct? Or
yeah, they were playing us, but
yeah.
sadly they got taken off the air.
Yeah, so I'm just curious now out there. I mean, I guess there's just K-Rock.
Yeah, but K-Rock's kind of...
it's lame, though, isn't it?
There's certain channels you have to go through. Well, I remember K-Rock when I was a kid, and it was an independent.
Right.
It was like a pirated thing. And you could go out there and visit them. They were in Pasadena. But, yeah, so, a lot of, there's, like, devilsnightradio.com, and there's indie103.com and Little Radio, and there's a lot of great indie stations out here. Mm-hmm. But we don't have a lot of good records. I mean, K-Rock on occasion plays some good stuff. It depends on when you tune in, and then there's KLSX, I think that is, the college one, but that one doesn't come in very strong.
Yeah.
So a lot of us just do it over the internet.
Well, this radio show, I play new acts, and then I play a lot of late 70s, early 80s new wave.
Oh, my favorite.
So we'll play like Visage and Secession and all sorts of stuff. So if there's anything you want to hear, you just tell me and I'll play.
Oh, man. Let's see. Well, I used to love Bow Wow Wow.
All right, I'm going to
Mile High Club. How about Mile High Club?
Mile High Club? All right.
That you don't hear a lot on the radio.
There we go.
What's the one where she's just panting?
Yeah, there was a lot of that going on Bow Wow Wow records. That poor girl. I wonder if she even knew what she was doing.
She played recently, or I saw her like a couple of years ago. She was playing around. And I guess she started the band when she was so young that she's really still pretty young now.
Yeah. I think she was like 15 or something, or 16.
Yeah, 15. I think.
I've tried to get her on this show. I've tried so hard. I've tried for years. I want Annabella to win. I just want her on. It's become like a mission. It's like
I want her too.
Yeah, it's like a
Annabella,
quest.
if you're out there, you have to do this.
She won't do the show.
We need to hear your voice.
Why?
You should tell her you put her on twice.
I will.
Put her on once, and then again when she's got something going on. Whenever she has something going on.
Yeah, I'll give her a whole hour. She can play whatever she wants. She can play your music. That would be the perfect trade-off.
Oh my God, I would be in heaven.
Well, thanks so much, Liz, for
thank you very much
for coming on the show. And once again, the album is Winter Hill. Miss Derringer is the band. And best of luck to you, and thanks so much.
Thank you very much. Have a good day. Bye.